Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Dad's Expensive Hobby.
What's up?
Today, we're taking a look at the Storm Arena Street Fighter Alpha 3 White Ken. This is the newest color variation for Ken that we have gotten from this line. It's more of the same, but it's all awesome, so I'm excited. And when I say it's the newest, it will not be the newest for long, because as of 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, March 3rd, Toyco will launch Pink Ken. Tell me down in the comments if you're excited or if you're going to try and get a hold of that. You know, like I said, let me know down in the comments. But this one came literally out of left field, popped up on BBTS the other day, and literally was just the other day, and it's already in hand. This showed up in stock on BBTS, and I know everybody was clamoring to get their hands on one, and when I mean one, I really mean one, because that's all the website would let you order. But mine is here, and I want to take a look at him. We're not going to go super in-depth, because it's literally a re-release with just different colored gi, but I like it. But I want to talk about the differences in the boxes really quick, because this is the box that we get with this one. Says Xism down here. We got a new color for the little energy bar or whatever that you call that going along the bottom. It says Super instead of Go. And on the back, it's the same, you know, kind of images that we've seen on previous Ken releases, just this time he is in a white gi. But let's stand him next to the Player One that I have. Show you the little differences really quick. You know, of course, this one says Xism, and it's got orange down through there versus the green right here where it says Go. And the yellow Ken is the exact same way as the Player One for the most part. And the only other one that looks any different than those two is the Jolly Rancher Ken, where it's the V-ism and it says, and it's blue and says full. So there is the box differences, but I'm not even going to measure him. I'm just going to grab my other releases of him and start standing them side by side real quick. Here he is with the Player One Ken, and obviously it's the same freaking figure, just in a different color. Right here is my Jolly Rancher Ken, and this is how they look. I guess that's cool. I'm not the biggest fan of the Jolly Rancher Ken, but I bought it, so I can't complain. And here he is with my other, you know, variant, my actual real variant of Ken that I have, the yellow Ken. And I think they look pretty good. I like these. I like the way they look. And here he is with Ryu right here. And I know a lot of people have been saying, oh, I can make that figure just by swapping heads and stuff. If you look right here, these gis are not the same color. So technically, no, you cannot make this one just, you know, on your own or whatever. This is a different shade right here, but they look pretty cool. And just because I love it, and because I have it on hand, the best action figure on the market, the event exclusive Player 2 Sagat. And that looks pretty freaking good right here. Lots of grays and lots of whites going on in this video. But let's take a little bit closer look at Ken's aesthetic really quick, and then we'll look at his accessories. Okay, aesthetic-wise, I mean, he looks great because Player One Ken look great. All the other ones look great because it's a great figure. This time, it's just great in white. I like the white. It looks pretty cool, but it's not what I think of when I think of Ken. I do think of red, but this white is pretty good. It's very stark white. It is not that off-white, dirty, kind of grayish that Ryu was, like you just saw a minute ago. But there is some shading in it. And from the promo images, I was worried that there wouldn't be, but there is some darker shading in the crevices on the top of the gi right here. And on the back, there's some, especially around the crinkles where the belt is. And it's extremely prevalent on the lower legs right through here in these deep creases there. You can see a little bit of darker,
Stop it.
As I drop it, a little bit of darker shading right through there. So I really, really like that. My complaints, and they're not really big complaints, because obviously rushed release like this, you know, is going to have something wrong with it. And we all know Storm Arena is not immune to that. But one thing that is standing out to me is the gi top and the pants aren't really the same shade of white.
You sure about that?
And I think the camera is showing you, the viewer, that as well. The gi top is much whiter than the pants down here. Not that that's like a big deal, but it is something I want to point out to you because there's not really any uniformity. If I grab the Ryu right here, at least the gi top and the pants are the same shade. I know people have complained about his knees discoloring, and that brings me to my next point of order. His knees. They do not match the rest of the figure. That entire joint set is a different shade of white. They did not match it up at all, so that's a bit of an issue. Kind of reminds me of that teal green release of Ryu, how his elbow skin color did not match the rest of the figure skin color. Those are the first two bigger issues that are coming up with this release. And my next one is a very big nitpick, but it is that this figure, at least this version of him, doesn't have really any shading in the muscles. If you can kind of see that, it's very bare, especially compared to if we compare the shoulders of player one and him. I don't know if my camera's necessarily showing it, and maybe a little bit if you're really looking hard. There is shading in the musculature of his shoulders and arms. That is not present in this figure. This one's bare. There's no shading in the muscles on this. And I've noticed that it's not quite as flat of a finish than player one, and even my yellow one for that matter. He's got a little bit of shine, not a big bunch, not enough to call it like a satin finish, but this is definitely not that flat with the nice shading in it that player one has kind of spoiled us for, like him and Ryu did. So those are three issues as far as the aesthetic that I've noticed just in the 10 minutes I've had him in hand. But other than that, I mean, he looks great. Again, he is a variant of a really awesome release to begin with. But let's take a look at his accessories. Now, like I said, for his accessories, there is nothing with this one that we have not seen before in one or more variations of Ken. It's got the stoic head on it as its main head on it in the package, and we've seen this open mouth yelling face Ken before. It's been with the yellow one, and I'm 99.9% sure it is coming out tomorrow with the Toyco exclusive pink Ken as well. So nothing new there. Nothing new with the energy effect. And he's got the same 8 hands that he's been coming with, so nothing new in that department either. And of course, he's a Storm Arena, so he gets the stand kit as well. Very, very welcome and very awesome things, particularly for the money. I hate to sound spoiled, and I know we've all kind of gotten spoiled with what Storm Arena is giving us for our money, but give us something new. They are literally just giving us different colors of the exact same shit over and over, and again, it's all really good, but let's change it up a little bit. So nothing new here, but it's all really good so far. Okay, my final thoughts on the Storm Arena white version of Ken here. It's a great figure. They've all been great figures. This one's not having any paint issues because there's really not any paint on it. It's just white plastic. The accessories, can't complain about them, but I can't jump up and down about them either because there's nothing new under the sun there. His articulation works just like all the other ones. It's fantastic and top notch. His price point, I think this one was what, 34 something. So you're paying $5 more for a different color of something that we've already gotten. Do I recommend it? If you got in under the window before they sold out on BBTS, yes, I recommend it, and you should be glad that you got it. Do not, in my opinion, pay secondary market prices of over $50, $60 for this freaking thing. You don't need it, because personally, I feel like Storm phoned this one in like they basically have a lot of the other variants between him and Ryu. Nothing new. And the other ones have had paint problems. This one doesn't, but it's just very rudimentary and feels phoned in. Anyways, that's all I have got for him. I hope everybody gets lucky enough to get him a pink Ken tomorrow if that's one you want. Anyways, like, share, subscribe, comment. This has been Dad with Dad's Expensive Hobby, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.